I freaked out for half a second because I was like, wait, I haven't double checked my stream key. Hey everybody, I hope y'all are doing well. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. I have to remind myself what day of the week it is. We tried to make a new little intro song. Y'all wanna hear it with me? Again, one of those I haven't listened to yet. So, yeah. Y'all, I was talking to nobody. What's happening? Shouldn't be an echo. My mic was entirely off. How am I echoing? Oh, I know why. Never mind. Bah ha ha ha. I know why, guys. It's not y'all. It's not TikTok. I know why. We're good. Sorry, guys. I realized why. I'm like, oh wait. That explains it. Don't worry, guys. I'm okay. You're okay. We're okay. Everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. Do-do-do-do-do. Anyway, let's check out this new intro song. All right.
Lights up, ocean glow. All right, chat, here we go. Questions floating through the tide. Adi's got them classified. She reads lines you skim right past. You bring rumors, they don't last. While you quote some headline twice, she done already checked the price. Pages turning late at night, checking sources, getting it right. While the noise gets loud and messy, she just smiles, cool and classy. It's adorable when you try, but the facts, they don't lie. Questions drifting through the air, everyone just standing there. She flips a page, connects the clue, turns the myth into the truth. Little smile, knowing grin. Watch the facts start rolling in. Sweetheart, that argument expired 3 studies ago. Tap the screen, show some love, send the hearts from up above. Like the live and share the vibe. All the links are in the bio tonight. Library doors open wide. Truth is rolling with the tide. Stay a while and take the ride. Out is live. Now step inside.
All right. Can we get some W. Eli's in the chat for that? So W. Eli for having made that. So yeah, that's my intro song. What? What? Hello. So W. Eli's, and it just so happened that Eli came in while we were playing it. Yeah, W. Scotty for writing it, W. Eli for singing it. You know what I mean? He's got a smooth voice. Scotty wrote it for Eli. Eli then put it all together. Scotty's version was also like, I don't know how he generated it, but it was also cute. So we'll that's why he's like, we got to give Scotty props too. Got to give Scotty props too. So all of that's happening. Woohoo! Did I really not put that back on? Do not. Yeah. So W Scotty, W Eli. That's what we go. Yeah. It is long. I know that. I agree, but I still like it. It's cute. It's cute. And yes, I saw you 1 second, and thank you, Phantom, for oh, that's too low over here now. There we go. Thank you, Phantom, for gifting a membership over or a subscription over to Aslan. Someone said, was it Potato? Or no, it was still Phantom said, I did a thing. You're on a 95 stream streak. Oh my gosh, you're about to hit a hundo. About to hit 100. Very, very soon. Very, very soon. What was I gonna say to y'all today? Did you guys, like, should I show y'all, freaking Stephen Miller again? Do y'all want to see Stephen Miller again on just his ridiculous or his over it when it comes to Donald Trump and speaking? I still think it's funny every time. Do you guys want to see that again? Of course, you don't have to. It's just a curiosity. We can pull that up. I hate how it just auto plays when you open it up sometimes. So let's get this going. Okay, that's up over here. There we go. Volume is on.
Iran's missile capabilities were also growing so fast that it would soon have become virtually impossible to stop them. Once they have a missile, once they have what they were building. Iran's missile capabilities were also growing so fast that it would soon have become virtually impossible to stop them. Once they have a missile, once they have what they were building.
He's looking over like, is this still going? He's like, I'm so done with this. He is so beyond done. It's like, it's hilarious. I love that for him. And in everything that it has to do with, I absolutely just love that for him, that he's just so over it. Just like, nah, I'm good. Tired of being the babysitter? That might be a good descriptor right there. That might be a good descriptor. That's probably how he feels, right? Like, I don't know. He was just like, I just know when I was redescribing it last night, right? I perfectly described it. I hadn't watched it in like 2 days, but I just remember him going like puffing out his cheeks in order to breathe out. Like he did so much to show how exasperated he was. It was hilarious and also just sad at the same time. I don't know about y'all, but that was sad at the same time. Oh my goodness. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, you guys, I know Donald Trump, the great, fantastic, the best deal maker. Am I right? Am I right? Donald Trump is the best deal maker, right, guys? Yeah? I think you guys all agree, right? Donald Trump is a good deal maker. So why is Iran just being like, yeah, nah, I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. That's what Iran is doing. They're like, man, I don't think we're negotiating with you because you keep trying to fuck shit up and keep doing it, keep doing it. There was one thing, and they're also putting out videos to be like, no, I'm also good. So let's see. Hopefully this one, I need to make sure. Nope. Okay, good. No sound on it. No! I'm not playing this with sound because I don't know. Well, hold on. I on Twitch and YouTube, y'all are just gonna have to watch it, okay? To be clear, this was like published by Iran. All right, this isn't me. It's kind of funny because it was put out by them. It's like a 2-minute long video. Yes, that Leslie, that is the video that Aran made. And yeah, guys, I'm not playing the song just in case it is copyrighted. I want to see if it is a real song, because if that's a real song, also hilarious. Like it is about the only way to deal with someone that's as unserious as Donald Trump is to also just be mutually unserious. It's the song also, for those that haven't watched it, it kind of hits. Like, I'm not even trying to like it I don't know. It kind of hits. It slaps. I don't know what to tell you guys on that one. Oh yeah, Trump does hate being called a loser. Isn't that funny? So yeah, if you guys want to go watch that, it's posted by Stu Peters. You guys can find it that way. Like here, I'll put that on screen for y'all to see. Who posted it, so you guys can find it. For those that want to watch the full thing, we'll zoom all the way in. This is who posted it on fucking Twitter. So if y'all want to go watch the full thing on by yourself, there it is. Go watch it for yourself. All right. So you guys can go see it if you wanted to. But I brought that up because Donald Trump tried to make a claim, right, that he was negotiating with Iran, right? And Iran says, no, we're not. We're not negotiating with you. I don't, they're just basically like, we don't know what you mean. And absolutely the fuck not. Right. Yeah, that's a good point too, Ordy. I'll mention that in a second. It's just like, so understand Neely. I can send it to you too. But it's just, I like, Iran doesn't have to negotiate with them. Like, let's just get a reminder.
Awesome.
Who was the aggressor in this instance? Can you guys tell me that? Who was the aggressor in this instance? Like on February 28th, who was the aggressor? It is. Oh, it's a real song, Miss Haven? Oh. Yes, I know. I just realized afterwards that your name is Misbehavin'. Emma's the first one that's technically completely right because it's two-parter. That I actually love. That is a real song, guys. Apparently, that is a real song. There is a reason I muted it because I ain't getting no copyright for that. More surprised somebody's not going to get sued for Legos or something for utilizing Legos. But hey, I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to sue Iran. Can they do that? How would that work? Do they acknowledge copyright the same way? I wonder what they do. I don't know. Probably not. Has Legos ever sued anybody for utilizing their image? Why does my camera keep reverting back? Thank you. Stop doing that. I don't know why you are not locking in. That's weird and annoying that I kept doing that. Sorry, guys. But, like, I don't think they have the same. At most, the content would be taken down. Thank you, Timepiece. I appreciate that. But it's just like, I don't think they have the same patent and stuff. Yeah, but they threatened to stop sending products. I mean, their products aren't coming out right now. So people make YouTube of Lego all the time. Okay, I mean, that works. Thank you, No Way Brick said, you must be Nigeria because I'm falling for you. Thank you. That's cute. I don't know how, like, does that line usually work? I truly don't know. Can someone tell me, does that line usually work at all? All right. But Niagara, oh my God. At least I can admit I read that wrong. Okay. I'm gonna have to read this again. I hate myself. Yes, I got it now, Anthony. I'm not good at this. Okay. W No Way for saying your name must be Niagara. because I'm falling for you. I'm done. Yeah, I'm not great at this sometimes, okay? Sorry to be that guy. Yeah, no, so Anthony is apologizing for the fact that I missed it entirely. Like, so if this was the landing strip, I'm sorry your plane went phew, it missed it because jokes are almost always lost on me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was my fault, Char. This was me. Like, roast me for this one. Like, that was all me. Like, that was me. My bad. It's okay. It happens, though. Yeah, like, oops, my mistake. Didn't mean to. It happened. And let's see, there's a lot of news that was going on. Can we get one more heart me, guys? And then we'll switch it over to a new goal on TikTok. Let's see. There was a couple other things that I wanted to go over with you guys. Let's see. There's so much about Iran, though. That's kind of part of the problem. Oh, yeah, and the fact that we're actually sorry, guys. I'm over here trying to read something at the same time while I'm talking to you, and then I just spaced out for a moment, so I do apologize. One sec over on all right. So I'm going to I'm not happy with this camera right now. It just keeps resetting on me. More reason to say I need to upgrade my mic or my camera. Okay, well that answers that. We're gonna order that tonight. Yeah, so everybody's been talking about, of course, how we invaded Iran. Iran is supposedly in negotiations with Donald Trump, according to Trump, right? And according to Trump, Iran gave him a gift, but it's not what you think it is, apparently. I don't know. It's very weird. It's Trump. He's odd. He says things that he doesn't know what's going on. So we can watch a couple of videos here. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh, I hate ads on other sites that are not mine. That video was the gift? Is that what it was? I guess, I mean. Actually, I don't want this one. I don't care about this one. Well.
The market, but I actually thought you.
I hate it when the video starts playing, like, immediately.
You talked about manipulating the market, but I actually saw it as the logical extension of what you said, which is that he likes to be unpredictable. That's for a deterrence, a successful one at that. But I also see it as that he likes to be flexible because that is what provides leverage for all of these negotiating deals. So it's not, in my opinion, manipulating the market. It's him saying, yeah, all right, I'm going to afford extra time before bombing the power plants. And the market responded. Right? It's because that they see in him the common sense realism. And by the way, the market, I think, is reflecting what the entire rest of the globe is doing. The only dissenters here are the Democrats. So first of all, U.S. now produces more oil than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. USA now produces more natural gas than Russia, Iran, and China combined. And yet you hear of all the complaints and, oh my gosh, we're all going to be screwed, only from a small group of Democrats here in this country. NATO Secretary General announcing a 22-nation coalition forming to secure the strait, emphasizing that these coordinated patrols.
Not true. NATO isn't forming any kind of coalition for anything like that. It's just not happening. Sorry guys, my thing just decided to do stupid stuff again, and I'm so annoyed with the camera doing this. They're not forming any kind of coalition, any group to try to secure the Strait of Hormuz, anything like that at all. They're just existing. Okay, they don't want to get involved in this war, right? And I find it cute that Fox News seems to forget that, guess what, guys? Oil is a global market. It's not just the United States of America. Yes. Why? Like, because if it wasn't a global market, and as we all know, the president doesn't set the price of gas, then please tell me why the price per barrel of oil shot up after we attacked Iran. I'm just saying. Well, let's continue this.
Saying you can't weaponize the strait against Iran. A joint G7 aligned statement, that's France, UK, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the Netherlands, agreeing, condemning the Iranian actions and explicitly demanding immediate reopening of the strait. United Kingdom allowing us to use bases. We even have Bahrain, which is hosting the fifth fleet. And you have the United Arab Emirates as well, saying, strongly condemning any attempt and saying no country should block vital global energy pathways. Here's my point, that all across the globe, each bloc, each group of allies are to varying degrees explicitly stating and with their actions explicitly messaging that they are not condoning in any way Iranian behavior and that they are committed to keeping the Strait of Hormuz open. They are aligning themselves and agreeing with our president.
Nope, that's not what they said. So let's go ahead and read part of this, right? So we can put this up. This is directly from NATO. You can find it. Well, it's posted on the United Kingdom's website, but it's the joint statement from NATO that they're referring to, right? And even if you just scroll down just a little bit, all they're saying is, we express our deep concern about the escalating conflict. We call on Iran to cease immediately its threats, laying of mines, drones, and missile attacks on other attempts to block the strait to commercial shipping. But they're not forming a coalition. They're not saying we are going to go in there and keep the Strait of Hormuz open. They're not. They are just making a statement that they want Iran to stop doing what they're doing. And that's it. It's not doing anything for them. It's not helping them. It's not anything to do with what Fox News is coping so hard about. All of this stuff is publicly available data. And so it confuses me how you guys can't easily find it. Like, it's quite easy to do. So guys, if you, real quick, because I haven't really said it much since I've been back
the only
on.
voices saying that.
Shushies, I don't want to listen to you anymore, ma'am. The only person I'm talking over right now is the Fox News host. And that's a video recording, so she can't hear me anyway. For the person that asked. Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump and you want to have a conversation about why you still support him, please call the number on the screen. It's right there. Really easy to do. I'll even, we'll even read it out to you. 720-443-5083. Okay? Pretty easy to do. Oh, no. Thank you, Real Goldilocks, for the jewels. People are already upset in the comments about me pronouncing the name of a country the way that it's supposed to be pronounced. You guys, y'all get so... I feel so bad for your partners that you're incapable of rolling your R's, okay? We go like this. Yeah. Try rolling your R's, okay? Rolling your tongue, whichever way you need to do. And as soon as you learn how to do it, I promise your partner will enjoy it. Doesn't matter what gender they are. It doesn't matter what parts they have. They will enjoy it. Just saying. I know, Rio, they don't get it, okay? They don't get it at all. Yeah, you don't have to say that at all, Neely. It's just insane, the cope. It's an absolute cope. They get so upsetty spaghetti about so much. So much. I know, yeah, I know, Squeaky. I'm a horrible person sometimes. Even though that's not why I'm saying that, but they won't get it either, so who knows? We'll just I know, right, Robbie? It just like makes them upset somehow. I don't know why. But yeah, Iran's not interested in negotiating with the United States. In fact, at this point, they want the United States to capitulate. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be so honest. The US isn't going to capitulate to Iran. They're just not. It wouldn't have mattered who was president of the United States. Any president that went out of their way and attacked Iran, they weren't going to capitulate to Iran because we started it, right? We started it. Oh no, I hear this again. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Awesome. Am I on speakerphone?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Sorry. Actually the echo stopped, so you had already fixed it. Appreciate that. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I'm supporting.
Okay. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 13 months back in office? Sorry, 14 months now, back in office that has earned your continued support?
I support to a certain extent what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz right now.
Like what specifically?
I see that that the Strait of Hormuz is pretty significant as far as global trade. I guess it's in common with, we have the Sea of Japan, we have the Panama Canal, we have the Strait of Iceland, and there's Suarez Canal. There are these critical choke points around the world that either us or our allies are, I don't want to say in control of, but have significant presence as far as regulating that trade and commerce between those areas. And I see the Strait of Hormuz as being a critical choke point as well. That just like I wouldn't want North Korea being in charge of the Sea of Japan or the Taiwan Strait or anything like that. I see it as a global benefit if that area is not in control of Iran. If that makes sense.
Okay, but who is in control of it now, I guess?
Iran has a pretty significant presence as far as quote unquote control. Can't really say. I guess that's being dealt with right now.
Dealt with how? Sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off. Go ahead.
But that I just see that as a pretty good comparison between all those other critical choke points around the world, and we wouldn't want any of our adversaries being in control over those areas. And I personally, and this is just from my personal standpoint, I see it as a comparable choke point.
Who was in control of the Strait of Hormuz prior to February 28th? If anyone.
Well, I would say Iran has a pretty significant control of a large area of that. There's I don't know what they're called, the islands that are on the coast there, and they do have a lot of control over that significant part.
They do, yeah, because they've always had the ability to actually close the strait. It's what they've got going on. They can set up blockades and stop travel going in and out of it, right? And of course, we already know that they can set landmines, or sorry, not landmines, water mines, and they don't need their navy in order to do so. They've proven that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just that I guess that's just my main point there is just like those other parts of the world that are critical choke points. We've had wars and diplomatic agreements with these other areas to ensure that those areas are not taking hostage of adversaries, because they are so critical as far as not just with oil but large commerce and trade between the United States, obviously. And I think it is important that we have at least higher stakes in that area, like we do in those other critical areas of the world.
Sure. So why didn't we negotiate for it instead of just having fake negotiation talks while we staged our military outside of there and then just said after Iranian authorities thought that they were having decent talks with the United States? Like literally on the 27th, the lead negotiator representing Iran was like, "Yeah, I thought the talks were going really well. I think we're getting somewhere. I think we'll have a deal really soon." And then overnight, for us at least, overnight for us, the United States just says, in conjunction with Israel, just says, and bombs. Why was that
No,
necessary?
right. No, I mean that's a good point.
Okay.
I think it's hard to negotiate with Iran. To be honest with you, it's I don't know if you know that in the 90s we had negotiations like with North Korea regarding their nuclear program and some other things, and we found out that they were lying. This was like in 93 and 1994, and they actually, North Korea kicked us out, our inspectors, because we wound up finding out too much. And sometimes with these regimes, it's very difficult to have proper negotiations like we would with one of our allies or another like country around the world.
So then why was Obama capable of negotiating with them?
Well, as far as like I don't know what negotiations you had with the Strait specifically, but I think it's just very difficult to actually have proper negotiations with them. They're very deceitful. Obviously, they're the number one sponsor of all these different terrorist groups around the region. So I'm sure we've had talks with Iran. I'm sure over the years, yeah, during the Obama years. But as far as that area being a pretty critical choke point of commerce and trade, the stakes may just be too high to have these proper negotiations.
Okay. So we had the JCPOA under Obama, which limited how much or what enrichment level Iran could reach with their uranium, right? And that was actually the main point of contention because even throughout all of this, Donald Trump isn't saying that he needs to negotiate for the Strait of Hormuz. He's talking about their nuclear program.
Right. No, well, it's multifaceted. I mean, I think with everything going on, it's not only just about the nuclear program. It's that they had their missile program. Their sponsoring of different terrorist groups around the region. And
yes, the
right now,
the Saudis have sponsored terrorist groups across there. Israel has sponsored terrorist groups. Qatar has sponsored terrorist groups. This isn't unique to Iran, but you see us actually negotiating and making deals with all of these other countries. And then the one deal
Yeah,
that
no,
we
it's
had
right.
with Iran, the current president withdrew us from that deal, backed us out of it, and then never replaced it.
No, that is true. But I also, believe that, we were able to successfully negotiate with those other countries. But Iran has been obviously quite difficult regarding those terrorist groups that they sponsor. And like I was saying earlier,
The Saudi
you know,
princes still sponsor terrorist organizations. We negotiate with them, but they still sponsor them. The Qataris also house them in their country. They benefit from being within the Qatari country. The country of Qatar, sorry, and being there. They're literally still sponsored there.
yeah,
And
that's
we
not okay,
negotiate with
right?
them, and and they continue to pay them.
Yeah, and that's not okay either. That's definitely not okay either. I guess my main point was just comparing the Strait of Hormuz to those 9 or 10 other critical choke points on the globe. We do have our hand, or at least our allies at least have their hand in diplomatic control over those critical areas. And so I see the Strait of Hormuz as a similar critical choke point that we need to ensure stays open and it doesn't fall under the complete ownership of an enemy. So that's just I guess my take.
Except he's only worried about it after the fact because apparently Donald Trump was not prepared for Iran to take control of their waterway. And now, because the United States attacked them, what they want now is to be able to assess a fee, like a toll, for ships to flow through there as a type of reparations.
Yeah, and it is a total mess. I'm not gonna sit here and defend exactly
You're
the
awesome.
the steps that Trump has taken. Exactly, it's just I guess from that global perspective, I would rather us or an ally, or at least have our hands in that critical choke point, just to ensure commerce flow and trade is not going to be held hostage ever again.
There is no way to guarantee ever again. That's not probable.
Well, no, but just in the same manner as those other areas, those 9 or 10 other areas, they are less of our enemies are less of a threat in those areas. Well, they're still a threat. China and North Korea, for example, in the Sea of Japan. But since we do have presence, we have over 40,000 troops in South Korea, over 45,000 troops in Japan.
And if I just want to be clear, like if North Korea decided to shoot a ballistic missile to either one of our military bases, Osan or Kusan, do you know how long that flight time is?
No, not sure.
7 minutes to Osan. It's the closest one. No one has the time to evacuate within 7 minutes. The flight time to Kusan is 11 or 12. Still not enough time for them to evacuate. If North Korea wanted to take out our military in South Korea, they could do it in less time it takes you to get a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Right. No,
So it's not
you're
the
right.
same.
Well, I mean, what I mean is the same as that there is, a sense of a standoff with North Korea. And it's not just the country alone; it is the surrounding trade routes that are critical. It's not just because we don't like them; it's because of the geographical, location that we have to protect, not just our neighbors, but also just the trade routes that are pretty critical to our economy and infrastructure.
Okay,
And
but
that's
Donald
what I
Trump's not
see.
doing it though. I guess that's a problem that I like. You've made a great point, right? Right. I get what you're saying about the straight. Don't disagree. But he's not doing that. And then why? Like, and I'm just going to be honest in this one. Why should Iran have to give up access to their own strait, right? That flows right by them. That little choke point is literally their area. Why do they need to give it up to the aggressor who shot them?
No, I can see that point. But that was just my take. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. No, thank you for the call.
Of course, not a problem. You have a good one. Oh, bye. Feisty said, placenta. If you guys don't know what placenta gate is about, okay? If y'all don't know about the placenta, it is on TikTok. It's the 7th video on my profile, 7th or 8th video. Sorry, I forgot I posted a video today. And it's on YouTube on my shorts. You should watch it. It is hilarious. Whether you like me or not, I don't care. It's funny. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Awesome. And how old are you?
I'm 23.
23. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
Okay. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 14 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
I mean, the primary thing is the absolutely vital work on immigration.
You're awesome.
In terms of, I mean, he's literally closed the border, and he's deporting illegal immigrants.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did he close the border, and when was it open? Like, when was it opened up?
Well, the thing is like, these kind of questions are silly because everyone knows that there was like probably 12 million people that came in under Biden.
Okay, where do you get that number? Where do you get 12 million?
I don't know. I've read like 10 articles that state that. I mean, I'm literally just got home from work and I saw your stream come up, so I'm not like, I don't have like sources available to me at the time.
Do you remember? Well, you said you read a couple.
I didn't seek out your stream to debate you.
Yeah,
You came
no.
across my my feed.
Of course not. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just asking, you said you read several. Can you think of a single one that you read that said 12 million? And I'll look it up.
Yeah, this is the point. Is like, so I have to have a source prepared that states that any particular number of immigrants came in during the Biden administration or even the first Trump administration.
No, not saying you have to have a source.
I mean,
obvious. No, I'm not saying you have to have one prepared.
I don't have a source. But what are the
okay?
What are the deportations that are happening? These are just citizens, or like, isn't the fact that there are illegal immigrants being deported evidence that there are illegal immigrants in the country?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. So
No, sir.
Illegal immigrants being present in the nation and the deportation thereof doesn't necessitate their illegal residence herein?
No, sir.
Okay, so what are the people that are being deported? These are American citizens?
Nope, never made that claim.
Okay, so what are these people then?
Yeah. So several of them were legal immigrants. So they had they went through the proper channels in order to come into the United States. They had legal status, legal documented status. And then Donald Trump went through and removed them of their legal status, therefore making them what you would consider to be an illegal or unauthorized immigrant. And then he's using that to pad their numbers with the Department of Homeland Security. And to be clear, even to be very clear, even Tom Tillis of North Carolina, Republican senator, made it everyone very aware that even he disagrees with the way that the Department of Homeland Security is going after immigrants within the United States of America, that they're going for quantity over quality. And this
Yeah,
shows.
for me, I would say go for quantity and quality, and get them out.
That's how we
as
ended up with
fast as
2
humanly
citizens
possible.
dead. Well, sorry, 3 citizens, 4 citizens dead. It's hard to keep
Oh, who are you
track of.
talking about? You're talking about the lesbian that tried to run over an ICE agent, or the guy with the gun, Preddy or
Keith
whatever
Porter
his name is?
Jr.
What's that?
Keith Porter Jr.
Yeah, but so you said 4
Yeah,
in
4.
reference to the immigration thing that's going on. So are you talking about the lesbian?
So there's 4. I like how you start there. No, so you have Ruben Ray Martinez, who was an American citizen. You had Keith Porter Jr., and then you have Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy
So
in
there's
that
the
order.
lesbian. So you have Preddy, Good, and 2 other people. Okay.
And I
So
gave
I
you
see
all
your
their names.
point.
What were the names that I just said?
It doesn't. It's beside the point. You did name Renee Good, who
It's not
who tried to
besides
run
the
over
point,
who tried to
sir.
run over a federal agent with her car.
And that
So
doesn't justify the use of deadly force. This is
it certainly
Supreme
does.
Court.
It
It
certainly does.
doesn't. It doesn't.
I
This
mean,
is Supreme Court case.
it does.
Are you familiar? Do you know what case law is?
I do know what case law is.
You do
but
know what
here's the
case
other
law
thing that
is. Okay.
you-
So
hang
there
on
is
one
there
second.
is
Hang on
case
one
law.
second.
There is case law. No, I am going to get to my point, sir. Thank you. There is
right,
case
good.
law that directly supports me, and there isn't any. You're not going to find case law that directly supports your argument and what you're saying. So Supreme Court ruling 2004, Brousseau v. Haugen. Brousseau does not authorize officers to create danger by positioning themselves in front of a vehicle, which is exactly what Officer Ross did, who has 10 years on the force with ICE. The court, in this case, emphasized that outcomes turn on trajectory, immediacy, and whether the danger was imposed by the suspect, not manufactured by officer placement. Officer placement put himself in front of the line of trajectory, right? The court explicitly acknowledged cases where stepping into a vehicle's path undermines the justification. This is in 2004. We have 2007,
Okay.
Scott v. Harris. Again, SCOTUS. This is the Supreme Court of the United States.
Right.
Scott justifies force where...
Can I make a point now? You made a point. You have case law supporting your position. Now let me make a point.
Where's your case
that
law that
undermines
supports your
that.
position?
Here's my point. Just because legislation exists that states a particular thing to be the law
This isn't
does
legislation.
not mean that particular thing is ethical or right.
Okay,
This is
then
a
how about the
common-
Department of
it's a very
Justice and the
common
Department
thing
of
with leftists.
Homeland?
Leftists
How about the
like
Department
to
of
cite, there's this
Justice?
one piece of legislation
How
that says
about...
this.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You're
I get it. You
awesome.
disagree with the outcome. You disagree with the case law. Fine, I understand. How about
Hey,
the Department
my
of
point
Justice?
is when, hang on one second, please let me get this out. My point is this, is when someone is asking you to justify belief in something and you cite a case law, I can cite a different case law. I can cite a different Supreme Court decision, not one that proves you wrong. My point is the Supreme Court passed and has since corrected Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court has passed has approved all kinds of iniquitous things. And the other thing to remember about the Supreme Court is that they don't make law. The Supreme Court does not make law. That is not the job of the judicial branch of government to make law. They rule on law. They don't make law. So my point being is the fact that a thing happens to be a piece of legislation somewhere doesn't mean anything. In
How about
numerous,
no, I got this. This is fine.
Muslim
You said
African
that.
countries,
Hold
it's
on.
perfectly
Pause for
okay
one
to
second.
mutilate women,
Please,
so.
can you please pause for a second? We're not going off
Yeah.
on a different tangent, okay? Have
It's
you
the
ever heard
same
of this
thing.
case, Barnes v. Felix?
No.
Awesome. That was decided in the year 2025, where this Supreme Court with a 6-3 split, right? 6 conservative judges,
Yeah.
3
Uh-huh.
liberal judges, right, on the court. We acknowledge that's the makeup, correct?
Right. Yes.
Perfect. So Barnes v. Felix, a unanimous decision, a 9-0 decision by the court, which actually upholds previous case law when it comes to the use of deadly force by police officers, and also establishes that when the use of deadly force, like in order to justify the use of deadly force, every single piece, everything that happened previously, everything that happened after, has to be evaluated by
Okay.
the courts
Fine.
and by investigators to see the entire sequence of events, right? And according to the
Great.
Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Justice own use of force manual, it expressly prohibits officers from stepping in front of or behind a vehicle. So that's one thing, right?
Great.
Officer Ross didn't
Great.
just
So the
walk
ICE
in front of,
agent
I'm
broke its
still,
own
sir,
policy.
wait.
Great.
Officer Ross didn't just walk in front of Renee Nicole's good vehicle once, but he walked in front of it twice, purposefully, right? While
Great.
recording. And then at the end of that
Per-
recording, he says, like 2 seconds after he shot her and she crashed, he says, fucking bitch. All of that is
Yeah,
going
that's
to be considered in any investigation. The only shot that
right.
you could potentially say was justified was the very first shot. Do you know which shot, according to the autopsy report, showed that killed Renee Nicole Good?
I have no idea. Maybe the tens. I don't even know how many
The
shots were
third.
fired.
There was 3 shots. One into
Great.
the windshield. One into the windshield. 2 into
Great.
the driver's side window,
Yeah.
where he was already
Yeah.
outside of the line of danger.
I don't think you have any experience or know anything at all
I'm sure you don't
about
either.
how things happen in high stress
And
situations.
you don't
I
either.
don't think you know.
And you don't either, sir.
Based on what? Based on what evidence? The
Sir,
fact that you're saying
the
it?
fact
Like, I
that
don't.
you just are disregarding like you're literally bringing down somebody's existence on their sexual orientation, which for one is odd to me anyways, to just keep calling her the lesbian. It's very odd.
Immoral.
You can't
Sodomy
even
is immoral.
you don't
Sodomy is immoral and unethical, and everyone thought this for thousands of years, and all of a sudden modernity comes around, and you appeal to some jungle tribes that do sodomy, and all of a sudden it's okay. Now, I'm not degrading the woman because she's a sodomite. I'm making the point that she was a lesbian.
I'm sorry.
That attempted to hurt an
I'm actually
officer,
just
and that
severely
died as a
curious
result.
on this one. Were you in her bedroom?
Well, are you denying that she's a
No,
lesbian?
sir,
Is that what you're doing now?
I don't think you know what sodomy is.
I do know what sodomy is. I do know what sodomy is.
Cool. Where does the penis go?
Okay, where does the penis go? What
Yeah.
are you asking me? What is the? What are you asking me? A question related to ontology, nature, where it should go, or are you asking me where can it go?
You don't understand context clues at all, do you? Okay, so we're gonna bring this down. I'm gonna help you out with this. If you have 2 women that are together, you can say that they're scissoring each other. More than likely, you can say that they're using, the fake DICK. I don't know which words I can really say on fucking YouTube or TikTok or Twitch. So we're just gonna break this down to elementary explanation.
You're awesome.
Okay. Well, he's just, oh, mercy on my soul. You don't know what. It's so weird to not know what. Please learn words before you try to use them. It's actually quite embarrassing. Okay. The likelihood of them utilizing a DIDLO in penetrating the ANUS is not that entirely high. More than likely, they're going to use their mouths on each other, right? I just want to let you know that
Great.
one. And then for you
Great.
saying that it is immoral, I assume you're getting it from your Bible of some sort. I don't know which one. Obviously, you are completely taking Sodom and Gomorrah completely out of context. You don't actually know what was occurring there. See, the only reason
Right.
why their society was done away with by God
Because again,
is
hospitality. We've
actually,
heard
no,
this
you're
before.
still wrong. It's actually because if you actually read it, right, they use very specific words. In the town of Sodom and Gomorrah, the insiders, the residents there, were raping the outsiders. They were raping the people that came into their village. They were doing that. It was actually about non-consensual intercourse. It wasn't specifically about going up the butt. All right, we'll just say it that way. It wasn't specifically about going up the butt. So this is what happens when you guys don't read things properly. It was about the sin
Right.
of hospitality
So can
and
I just make a point here?
non-consensual sex, non-consensual intercourse. Like
Yes.
you are taking like so
So
all Sodom and Gomorrah,
so
the story
sodomy
of
is
Sodom and
just simply
Gomorrah
rape.
is the fact that rape is immoral, even though we know that's not true because God gives permission for other people to rape each other in the Bible later on. So even then, that's not a full thing. But just it's literally Sodom and Gomorrah had nothing to do with sodomy. It's for some reason
Sodom
we
and
adopted
Gomorrah
that
has
in the
nothing to
English
do with
language
sodomy.
to mean
Here's
that
an
we adopted
amazing thing that happened.
Sodom
Here's an
into be
amazing thing.
sodomy. Like you don't know what you're talking about and you still don't understand what Sodom is and you're using this like can you just talk about
Here's
human
a,
beings like they're human beings or are you incapable of doing that? I am curious.
you just made a string of assertions that you cannot back up whatsoever.
No, I
I
just
mean,
know that you haven't you haven't read
first
your
of all,
Bible.
I have read the Bible.
You haven't. So here, I have a little thing for this. Let me find it. Hold on, guys. Uh How quickly you forget your Bible. Your Bible. How quickly you forget your Bible. Yeah, I wanted to play that for a second. Sorry, guys. Guys, I love you on TikTok. I have not figured out my integration yet for to make sure that the callers and everyone can hear you. So like the caller would be able to hear you, but my other channels would not be able to hear you if I brought you up on TikTok. I plan on fixing that, but I don't have that fixed yet. I appreciate you though, Jeff. I love you, Jeff. You're so smart. You definitely do better at explaining this than me, and I will be honest about that. I got you in mind for next time. When I get it fixed, I'll let you know. Anyway, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it still me?
I'd asked you a question
Hello?
earlier and then I honestly forgot what it was. Oh yeah, are you able to address people like they're actual human beings?
I don't understand the point of that. If you could clarify, you're just saying I'm being mean? Is that your point there?
No,
Is your
I just
point that
want
I'm
you
being
to
rude and
address
mean
them
about
as though I
lesbians or
want you to
something?
refer to them as though they're actually human beings. So like you just kept saying
So referring
the
to a woman
lesbian, the guy with the
who is
gun, and
an
even though I
open
gave you their
lesbian as a
names,
lesbian,
she has a name.
Miss Renee Good,
Yeah, I mean, you
who is
don't.
publicly
The
a
miss doesn't need
lesbian.
it, right? The miss is unnecessary, but I mean, I appreciate you adding that on, even though it was sarcastic. And how about
So the
the guy with the gun? Who is the other one?
we got to go one at a time. So you got a question, or am I going
No,
to
I
talk now?
did. I just want to see if you are able to address them as though they were human beings. So, who was the guy with the
Okay.
gun, as you called him?
I think his name is Freddie, if I remember right.
Uh
You know,
huh.
I do have a job that requires, I think about other things, so I don't have all of, the past news on the tip of my tongue or in my
That would
head
be
all the time.
acceptable.
How
That
things
would be
work.
acceptable if I hadn't also given you their names.
It would be accepted. So I have to remember the four names you gave. I have to remember them off the top of my head. Why would that
If
be
the entire
acceptable?
time,
What?
like, sir, if the entire time that I was talking about the Renee Nicole Good situation, I was saying her name, then yes, I
Yeah, I
would
know her
also
name.
expect you to remember her name and utilize it.
I know her name. Her name is Renee Good. The point is, The point I was making is, which incidentally we've gotten off the first issue, because you've made some point about
Well, no,
how
we
there's
haven't
apparently
gotten
no
off the
illegal
first
immigrants in the
issue.
United States,
I didn't say that
and the
either.
people who are being
That's a
so
total straw man, because that's not what I said at all. At
you haven't even
all.
let me get a sentence out. I don't know how it could be a straw man if I can't get a full thought out.
You just said
Can I
I
get a
made a
thought out?
claim. You just said I made a claim that there were no illegal immigrants within the United States, and I said I never said that, which is my
Let me
statement is
apologize. If
true.
I said you said that, I didn't mean to say that. I know you didn't say that. I didn't mean to say that. My apologies. My point is that is the deportation of people at least some evidence that there are illegal immigrants in the United States?
Sir, no one
I
was
feel like
ever
you could grant
denying.
that. That's pretty basic there.
No one was denying that unauthorized immigrants existed within the United States of America. In fact, we have
Great.
documented
So
evidence of
now,
the opposite being true.
is there any evidence that Trump has deported these unauthorized people?
Along with legal immigrants, yes.
Great. So the fact that Trump has deported illegal immigrants, here is a reason I support Trump. You're saying I shouldn't do it because he's also deported legal immigrants.
Never said that
I
either.
understand your argument.
That's not my
point was,
argument.
the first question you asked
Sir, that wasn't
was
my
why
argument.
I support.
No, I didn't
What was
actually
your
ask you.
argument?
I never actually asked you why you support Trump.
You did.
No,
You
I
did.
didn't actually. I will
Yes, you
actually,
did.
nope, this
That
is
was
the
your
exact, this isn't. I'm actually very specific in how I phrase my question when I ask people questions. So my fourth question that I ask you, right? Because in order, I say, thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Then I ask you for your age for TikTok terms of service. And then I ask you, are you still supporting Trump? That's the closest I get to your question. That's the third question. My fourth question is, what has Donald Trump achieved in his 14 months in office that has earned your continued support?
You're awesome.
That's not
Great.
asking
So
you
I
why.
answered
That's
that
asking you what
question.
he has
You
achieved
asked
to
that
earn it.
question. You asked that question,
Mm-hmm.
and I answered that question, and I answered it this way.
And I dig
Trump
into
has
your answer.
deported illegal immigrants, and that's one of the reasons that I support him. And then you
Right. And then I
proceeded to say
I
he's
dig into
also
it.
deported legal immigrants,
Also
and
not
that's
what I
why you
said.
should support him.
Nope,
See,
I
the
never
problem
said,
is,
sir, please stop putting in words that I didn't say, right? So I never said you shouldn't support him. I don't tell anybody that, right?
I
Because
never said you said that. You didn't listen to what I said.
bro is not listening at all. Like, I never said you said that. Yes. In fact, you did. You literally just said, and you said this is why you shouldn't support him. It's like, I didn't say that though. Not what I said at all. Like, OMG. Cool.
Is that
I
not your
think,
point? Isn't the whole point of this thing that you shouldn't support Trump? Isn't it the whole freaking point?
no.
Why are you lying? It's on the freaking stream.
What does
Why
my background
are you lying
say?
on the stream? What, do you support Trump?
No. What does my background
Okay.
say?
You just said you don't support Trump. Why
I
would
don't.
you be doing this if it wasn't to diminish support for Trump?
It's
That
not.
would be the only purpose.
No, it's not.
Okay, great. Tell me the
Cool.
purpose then.
Yeah. So the reason I get on live and I talk to individuals like yourself who still actively support Donald Trump is to understand, to hopefully get a understanding of why you still support him, right? And then I ask questions when you give a reason for what he's achieved in your opinion, and then I pressure you on that support. I'm actually testing your critical thinking skills and everyone else in the chat, and I'm also questioning it to a degree where you're getting your information from. And I'm not doing this to change your mind. I am doing this to educate the people that tune in to listen to these conversations.
To educate the people who tune in for what end?
for them to be educated. I don't care which way they lean. I
Education
actually
unto what?
Okay. I don't care which way the individuals that watch me lean. I don't care who they go to vote for when they go into the voting booth in November. I specifically do this for educational purposes for them. I want them to learn something. I don't care if they go back and they fact check me on something and I said something wrong and then that reasserts their own personal belief. I'm not here to change anyone's mind. I don't have that thought in my head that I have the ability to change someone's mind. If someone still supports the administration the way that they're acting right now, then I'm not going to be able to change that person's mind. Very similar if I was on the opposite side. I wouldn't expect to be able to change the mind of somebody that is a diehard Democrat, right? I wouldn't expect them to change their mind. I just want someone to sit back for a second, maybe question what they believe in, and I encourage every single person to fact check me. If you just question it for half a second or you go actually take a moment and research something that I've said, and I do mean research, not just do a 5-second Google search, click on the first thing and read the headline, then that's what I've achieved. I have achieved you utilizing your resources that are available to you and maybe getting off of biased propaganda, right? And this is literally on both sides. Biased propaganda on both sides. Getting off of not state ran, legacy media, right? Getting off of those, right? I don't care which way somebody leans, and I also want to encourage everybody to get out and vote in November, right? Get out and vote in your upcoming midterms. Do you guys know when your midterms are, like when your primaries are for your state? Some states have already passed, some states are still coming up. Have you guys looked into that at all? Like this is really what I want. Hey Priscilla. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's about education. And whichever way somebody leans is their own choice when they walk into that ballot box and they cast their vote in November for their representatives in Congress, their senators in Congress, if you have one open. Only 32 seats are open this congressional voting season. So like that's all. I hope that helps. Do you understand anything that I said?
I feel like you muted me. Were you hearing anything I said?
No, because I was actively trying to explain the purpose of my channel and you were interrupting me.
Yeah, I heard
And
all that stuff, and then you got to the point where you said you're trying to get to the point to make people realize that they don't have to, follow their biased new propaganda and business and propaganda and news that they follow.
No,
So it
not
sounds
what I said
like the
either.
point is. Sounds like the point is you think if someone does the research, it will lead them to the conclusion that they shouldn't support this administration. Is that right?
Nope, not what I
Someone
said
who
either.
honestly
I said there was
someone who honestly
propaganda.
does the.
Oh goodness. I said that there was propaganda on both sides, sir. I said that there is
I heard you
Republican
say that.
propaganda.
That's not
I
the
said that there was
point.
Democratic propaganda. I also said get off of legacy media. Legacy media includes Fox News, ABC, Newsmax, CNN,
Nobody uses
MSN,
that. I'm not 65.
and all of these
No
other
one
things
watches
like
Fox
NBC,
News.
like all of these other, like these are all legacy media companies. I am encouraging people
Everyone who
to get
watches
off of
those is
them.
capacitors.
I don't
I
like,
don't
I
watch
truly,
that.
okay. Sir, I think at this point the
This
conversation
is
is
why
useless,
you
so I am
cannot
going to
have
end.
women in
Have a good one.
politics.
Yeah, I don't care about your ending misogyny. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
47.
47. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
Okay, 1 second. Twitch, clip that. Sorry, there's this new thing that's supposed to work on my stream, and I'm trying to see if it worked. Okay. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 14 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
He has decreased the number of illegal immigrants coming into the country.
Coming into the country, how can I find a data set that shows who comes into the country illegally?
How can you find it? I don't know how you can find it.
Have you
It's
found a data
produced by
set that shows that how many people have entered into the country illegally?
the U.S. Border Patrol. U.S. Border Patrol publishes that. Yes.
Okay, cbp.gov. And what would the title of this be? And I hope you don't give me a news, media, or press release. I want data sets. What would the title be? I mean,
The title of what?
CBP is a very, broad website. So what would the title of finding how many illegals entered into the United States? That's not a news, media, or press release.
You're looking for it on that website? I'm not an expert on that website.
Well,
Sorry.
you said I could find it on customs and border protection.gov. So I went there.
I did not say that. I said they published the results. I didn't
They-
say where.
Yeah, so I
It's on
can
their
find
website.
it. So where do they publish the results at?
I don't know.
So you've never looked it up yourself?
What do you mean? Looked it up.
You've never gone to cbp.gov and looked up illegal crossings yourself?
I have not gone to that website before. No.
Why would you tell me to go there to find it then?
I didn't, ma'am. I didn't tell you to go there. You asked me.
You did.
How
You
do
said
you know?
CBP
Ma'am, no,
Customs
I
and
didn't.
Border
I said the
Protection
Customs and
publishes that
Border Patrol.
information.
You said no. You can't put words in my mouth. I never told you to go to the website.
You
went
said
to the
that they
website.
publish that information though. So where else would I find their published information but to go to their website?
I don't know.
Well, if they published it,
that's-
wouldn't it be on their website?
I don't know. I don't run their website. I don't visit their website.
Huh.
Do you believe it's that more folks have come in or less? Or do you not know?
I believe it's an unquantifiable number.
Okay, but I mean, you have to have a feeling. Is it more or less people that are crossing?
I believe it's an unquantifiable number.
Okay, so basically you have no answer. You just
No, I have an answer. It's just not one that you like. It's an unquantifiable number.
okay. Do you feel like the country is safer today than it
No.
was 14 months ago?
Mm-mm.
No? Why not?
Why? Because we're seeing an increase in hate crimes. And I mean hate crimes across the board, right? Because that's all encompassing.
Hate crimes against who?
Anyone and everyone, sir. It's all encompassing.
Everyone? Okay,
Anyone
so
and everyone. I was very clear.
Where's the data set? You said anyone's. Where's the data set that
You're awesome.
that blonde-haired homosexual females are having more hate? Where's your data
Is
set?
that a specific data set that literally
You said-
says
yeah,
blonde-haired, blonde-haired lesbians?
You said that.
I didn't
you
say
said that.
blonde-haired
There's a
lesbians.
data
That
set.
was you.
You said any.
Sure. Yeah.
Data set for everything, and this is nothing.
What
that's
quantifies a
theoretical.
hate crime? What qualifies as a hate crime?
You said that. I don't speak on hate crimes. You brought it up.
Okay.
You tell
So when you say
You tell me.
blonde-haired leftist or whatever you said, and you don't know what a hate crime is, I guess. Do you think that attacking someone because they're blonde and that being like a one-off instance, is that a hate crime? Because that's a lot of people. Is attacking someone because they're blonde a hate crime? Shit.
Attacking somebody who's homosexual.
Shit,
is, yeah.
actually, you know what? I might need to bleach my hair blonde, and then if someone attacks me, I can claim it's a hate crime.
Go for it. It would fit your little narrative.
It wouldn't because it's not a hate crime.
What is
I
a
would
hate crime?
actually say
Define a
that
hate crime for me.
I feel as
Define a hate
though
crime.
this
Why don't you define a hate crime?
conversation
Define
might
it.
be.
You can't. No, right, exactly. This is how all conversations go. When someone proves you wrong, when they use your logic against you, You just try to get all
What
nasty.
logic have you
What is it?
used?
What's a hate crime?
Sir,
You
I
brought it up.
asked you that. You didn't even answer the question.
What
I asked you that
is
3 minutes
a
ago.
hate crime? What is a hate crime?
I'm still waiting
You
for
brought
you
it
to
up.
answer that one.
I'm not answering your question.
No,
You
sir.
said hate crime.
Oh, yeah, you're not answering
You
my
define it.
question. Yeah,
How
that's
do
kind of that
you
makes
define
sense.
it?
Sir, no, I
How do you
asked you that
define hate
question
crime?
first. I truly
What
don't get what's
question did you
happening
ask
right
me?
now. I asked you that question first, and you didn't answer it
What
like
question?
2 or 3
What
minutes
question did
ago.
you ask me?
I
What did you
asked
ask
you,
me?
what is a hate crime?
Okay, you said hate crimes are up. Did you say that or did you not say that?
Yes, I said across the board.
Okay.
And then I asked you because you brought up blonde-haired homosexuals. Very odd to say it that way. And I was like, "Sir, what qualifies as a hate crime?" And like I didn't even ask you specifically what a hate crime was. I asked you what qualifies.
What would qualify? One would be committing a crime because of somebody's appearance, creed, sexuality, political beliefs,
It's not based off of
race.
appearance.
Oh, how can that not be? If you're targeting
It's based
somebody,
off of a prohibited basis, like a prohibited characteristic. So something like what we consider to be not allowed, we'll just say like race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender, even though the United States doesn't recognize femicide, which I think is a problem. I think everywhere should, but only France recognizes femicide as a crime. National origin, religion,
okay,
just to give a few examples. So
right,
being
protected classes,
blonde,
attacking a protected class.
being blonde would not qualify. Like being attacked because you're blonde is not a hate crime.
Okay, is being attacked because you're homosexual a hate crime?
Only if they did
You're
it specifically
awesome.
because they knew ahead of time that you were a homosexual individual and that you also were,
Well,
in
of course,
fact, a homosexual
of
individual.
course, of course.
Yeah, there are a bunch of stipulations, and you've had to have made it clear before you attack them too. Like,
Okay. So back to your point. You said hate crimes are up for any and all. Why do you
yes,
believe
sir. Did we not just see like an increase and even just attack on a synagogue? A mosque. We also saw an attack on a Catholic school, which I thought was fucking horrible. It should never have happened. Like, yeah, sir, we're seeing more. It's honestly
that?
depressing.
More
I
than what?
hate it.
More than when?
We can just say more than there was like 2-3 years ago.
Okay, and do you have that data
I'm
in
still
front of you?
waiting for you to provide me CBP data.
Okay, so you don't have the data. Is that what I hear?
I'm still waiting, sir. I'll give you this.
Okay.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Also, huge W's to Chris in the chat for the 55. Run these bums. And he also said you have bad arguments. W. Chris.
So you don't believe our country is safer now than it was 14, 15 months ago?
I literally already said no. Like,
Okay.
to be clear,
Okay.
regular crime has already been on a downward decline since 2023, since C-19 ended. It had already been coming down, right? We saw his lows of the first time
Okay.
in 30 years in 2024. We saw the continuation of those lows in 2025. And yeah, right now we're literally at war, and that
Okay.
doesn't make
So-
me feel safer. I don't know about anyone else, but definitely
Okay,
doesn't
but
make
how-
me feel
how you-
safer.
Hold on. Ma'am, how you feel has nothing to do with the facts. You just said crime is down, is lower. For
That it's
whatever
been on
reason,
a continuous
we-
trend
we-
down.
we can agree. Right, correct. We can agree on that.
Uh-huh.
So that is my point. I
But
support Donald Trump
originally,
because crime is down.
you did ask me for my opinion and therefore my feeling.
Okay, but that doesn't
Because
change
you
the
asked me
statistics.
specifically if I felt safer, and so that's asking me
You're
for my
awesome.
opinion. So
Because we're at war, the country's not safer. I mean, I would say the country's as safe as it's been in a long time. I mean, why, when the National Guard went into Chicago, did murders go down significantly?
National Guard is no longer allowed in Chicago. They were kicked out.
Okay, right. But when
And
they
they
did,
didn't
I
go
didn't say
down
today.
significantly.
When they did.
Sure, where's your data set
Why
for that?
wasn't-
I'm sure you don't have that either.
Oh my God, you know, because you know it's true.
No, I'm just asking you for your data set. You should know that you shouldn't.
I don't have.
Yeah, I know
No,
you
okay.
don't have
That's
that. I
fine.
know.
That's fine. I know.
I know.
When facts get in the way.
Yeah. I know. It's okay. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So can you tell me what specifically, I am curious on this one. Do you know what specifically, like, either funding resource was given to Denver that Donald Trump claims that it's because of him that crime went down in Denver?
I don't know.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Because the police chief of Denver actually made a statement saying that they were offered no additional resources, no additional funding for their state, and they worked on their own to bring crime down on their own. So that's something that Donald Trump unequivocally lied about. Similarly enough, in Chicago, where they worked on their own to bring down their own crime, they were offered no additional resources from the federal government in order to fund lowering of their crime, and simply the existence of National Guard being around ICE detention facilities didn't lower crime across the city, because again, their deployment was very quickly blocked, and it was appealed up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, get out of there, and also leave Washington and Oregon.
As far as I'm concerned, Washington, Oregon can burn to the ground. There's a lawless society there anyway.
No, you're just a wonderful person, aren't you?
Well, I guess it depends how you define wonderful.
Yeah. Giddy up.
Let me ask you this: the young
Giddy up.
lady who was killed, the Loyola student that was killed in Illinois, or in Chicago.
Loyalist.
Loyola student, Loyola University. I have a daughter that goes there.
You're awesome.
This is weird. I don't know what he was going on about, but I assume that's what Dagger sent me. Yeah, that's what I figured. Dagger, I drug that on for just a little bit longer, but Dagger paid to kick him. So W Dagger in the chat. So love you. Love you, Dagger. Lenati, can you message me that stuff? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello? Hi, how old are you?
Well,
Yeah. Have a good one. Do your homework. Stay in school. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I don't like diversity.
Oh, that's a big you problem. Oof. I hope you do better, my guy. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Okay, bye. Okay. Guys, if you're adding the account that's on the panel over here, this is my backup account. So if you're not following it, hit that follow button over on TikTok, guys. Yeah, Izzy, this is my backup account. This is not just, it's me. Well, Peter, you're going to be waiting for a while. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. How old are you?
37.
You're how old?
37.
37. Can you speak a little bit more into your microphone? You're a little bit low.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Hello?
Thank you.
Oh, not a problem. You have a problem with Trump immigration policy?
No, I
Because I actually
didn't say that. Can I actually do you still support Trump, right? I'm guessing?
no,
You
no.
don't?
He's a
Oh.
crash out. King crash out. President crash out. I'm sorry. No, I don't.
Okay.
I agree with some of his policies, like as far as immigration goes. But I mean, as far as his presidency has been a disaster.
I mean, I agree with deporting individuals that have committed crimes and have been convicted of said committed crimes. So if that's what you mean, yes.
Well, I mean, okay, so the ones who are the illegal immigrants who are in at on farms and plantations,
Uh-huh.
in front of the Home Depot and stuff like that, I think we should leave them alone. Those people are actually here. You literally see what they're doing. They're trying to work. They're trying, that actually helps us out as far as
Hey,
food
Dean, can you
production
do a
from
mod
farmers,
announcement for TikTok for me
and getting fresh
so they
produce,
get
things
tapping
like
and
that.
whatnot?
But as far as the 11 to 13 million we have here, I mean that's ridiculous. And I mean I don't care if I don't care much if you know they are looking for a better life. I understand that, I get it, but there's a process and a way to come in. Like I said, however, I don't agree with the farmers, the farm workers, and the Home Depot people like getting deported. I think that's outrageous. But yeah, I do agree with. I mean, even if they're not violent, I'm sorry, that's a national security threat. You can't have undocumented people here. That's a threat,
Thanks, Dean.
especially with our president being what he is. We have threats coming from everywhere now.
No,
He's
Neely, he
attacking
wouldn't.
everybody.
All right. Well, man, I appreciate you. And like I said, I agree with deporting people that have committed crimes and have been convicted of committing crimes. Like that's always been a thing, and I agree with that. But I hope you have a good night. Oh, he hung up on his own. I know, Dean. Sorry, you were in the request, and I'm sure that was an accident. I was just like, oh, opportunity here. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi,
Hi. How old are you?
I am 45
45. Are you
and
still
I support
supporting?
Trump.
You are, okay. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 14 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
Okay, you wanted proof about the border, right?
I know I want an answer to the very specific question that I just asked.
Okay. Well, the last caller, you couldn't find any statistics on the border is actually more secure than it was under Biden. Do you want to see the proof?
I would like you to answer the question that I just asked you.
Okay. What was the question?
What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 14 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
Everything he's doing.
That's not specific, that's vague.
Well, I support the Iran war. I support
Okay.
what he's doing with.
Are you still there? Hello? Hello? Uh, that's kind of funny. Someone said God shut him up. Thank you for calling the stream.
Yeah, I called back. I don't know what happened.
It just cut out. Yeah, you said Iran, and then you said you support what we're doing in Iran. What else?
I support what he's doing with immigration.
Okay.
I support I support that he's taking control of all the situations that's going on right now.
All of
He's going to go down
control
as the
of.
greatest president ever in history.
Okay.
No doubt in my mind.
Okay. All right. So, what specifically do you support about the war effort in Iran?
Well, what people don't know about Iran is that they support all these different proxies around the Middle East. How
So
can you
did the
expect peace when
Saudis.
they're
So did the Saudis, sir,
no,
and we're in
no, they
business
do
with the
no,
Saudis.
they
Yes,
not them. I
the
said
Saudi princes
various.
who, yeah, so do the
Oh, would
Saudis.
you like me to list them
So
out?
does Qatar.
Yemen,
They also
yeah,
support all of
Yemen,
them over there as
Lebanon,
well. Yeah,
Syria.
Lebanon does as well. Yeah, Syria does. Yeah,
Yeah,
like they all
everything
do.
surrounding Israel.
Afghanistan does
Everything
as
surrounding
well.
Israel.
Right, but
Yeah, okay.
we do business with all of those countries, and yeah, so does
Wow.
Bahrain, and we actually have a military base in Bahrain. Like again, the
So you're a
Saudis
supporter of
and
tariffs.
Qatar, they like
Yeah.
we're doing direct business with those two countries, and we still like we're doing business with them and giving them money, which means that we're giving them money to continue their support in terrorist organizations.
Okay. Are you going to let me speak? Hello? Hello? This is what she does.
Do you not speak to fill silence? Uh, that was me letting. Can you let me speak? Done. Okay. Moni. Like, silence. Did you just call back again?
Yeah.
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Thank you. Thank you.
How old are you?
Thank you.
You're not welcome? Thanks. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I am here.
Awesome. How old are you?
40.
40. Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 14 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
We can start with drug pricing, looking into everything with the Maha movement, tariffs, huge, Doge, huge. Are you there?
I am. I'm just writing this down.
Okay.
I like to take notes sometimes.
Okay.
All right. We'll start with an easy one just real quick and probably keep it short. So you said you like tariffs.
Well, the tariffs have actually worked, don't you think so?
In which way?
I think that we were able to negotiate and get a lot of things that we wanted from different countries.
The negotiations
A lot
have
of
been.
countries were
Oh, sorry, you
tariffing
weren't
us.
done.
Everything was very, very unfair. I don't understand what your question is about it.
Well,
It hasn't hurt America.
Sorry, I'm
Giving
trying
us
not.
a lot of leverage.
I'm
Yeah.
trying not to interrupt you. There's like a 5-second lag between You and I
Sorry.
both, no, it's not your fault. I'm just letting you know there's about like a 5 second lag. So I'm honestly trying not to interrupt you. Um,
Understand.
if you want to finish your statement and then I will, you know,
I don't know what you wanted me to say there. I mean, the tariffs, if you haven't noticed, we've been able to negotiate and get a lot of fair trade for America. We were being ripped off before.
okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a quick question about tariffs, and then I can go into trade negotiations and everything like that if you would like. Um, when the United States has a 15% tariff on a country like Nepal, and we import something
What
from
do we
Nepal.
trade with Nepal? What do we trade with Nepal?
I'm just doing this as an example. We don't need to know what the
Okay,
item
okay,
is. This
because I'm
is
no expert on what we trade with Nepal.
neither am I. I was
So,
just throwing a
okay,
random country out there, I promise.
gotcha.
This is
But we have 15% trade on them.
we
Go
do,
ahead.
yes. We actually do. We have 15% tariffs on
On
everybody.
what?
On everything. Anyways,
Everything. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So Nepal, 15% tariff on all imports coming out of Nepal into the United States. So, who is responsible for paying that 15% tariff on goods coming out of Nepal to the United States government?
Okay. So you're missing the big picture of the tariffs. Tariffs are encouraging companies to come to the United States. That's how we get investments. And I won't use Nepal because I don't know what they make. But that is how we get companies from overseas to come back to America and make in America.
Okay. So, who pays that 15% tariff to the United States government?
Well, we don't because the companies are building in America. That is the incentive.
It's not about the future
That's more
incentive. It's
jobs.
about
I'm
okay, go
sorry.
ahead. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. That is how we get these companies that we sent away for years and years, like my whole life. We were shipping jobs overseas for cheaper labor. That is how we get the country. That is how we get all these companies to come back and invest in America. We have billions and billions and billions, a Trump term, invested in America. I'm not buying anything from Nepal. I'll buy made in America.
Do you look at all of your textiles that you might purchase to make sure it's made in America?
I'm not saying you can right now. That is why we are bringing these companies back.
Oh, so it's not occurring right now that you're buying every single thing that's made in America?
I try and buy as much as I can made in America.
But not everything, correct?
Was that my point? You talk about tariffs. The point about tariffs was to bring jobs back to America.
That's the
They don't pop up
idea.
overnight, but
I understand that.
I'm sorry?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the idea, and I understand that they don't pop up undernight. I'm very aware of that fact. But
Have you paid
that's
more for goods?
yes, absolutely.
Then I wouldn't buy them.
I'm just talking about groceries, ma'am.
I don't buy groceries that are made in China. I don't buy groceries that are made overseas. I buy local.
So you go to your local butcher shop?
Absolutely.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. But so I want to get back to the question that I asked, and I just want a direct answer on this. If you want, I can give it multiple choice if we need to. But I want to know when there's a 15% tariff on goods like carpets, textiles, and apparel out of Nepal, who is paying that 15% to the United States government?
Well, it depends on who you're buying it from.
Okay, well, it's
Who
Nepal,
well,
so
tell me what company sells Nepal goods?
let's just
Because
say
there are companies like Ford that have taken it out of their own and have not passed it on to the consumer.
the consumer
There
is
are
not
more,
going
but
to be one of the multiple choice answers.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, The consumer is not going to. I think you're focusing too far into details that are not provided nor necessary to the conversation. So I'm
I
going to
think that
try
you're asking
this.
a question that is not
It's actually a very
specific
simple
at all.
question. Okay. So
Okay, well, what is the answer then?
well, I want to see if you know. So I'm going to give you, we're going to ask the question again, and then I'm
Okay.
going to give multiple choice. Okay. So
No, I don't need multiple choice. Tell me what the answer is, and then I'll tell you why it's wrong, probably.
American importers pay the 15% tariff to the United States government.
The companies.
American importers.
Who are the importers?
It could be you or me if we purchase
Businesses.
anything directly from another
No, that's
country.
the consumer. That's the consumer.
No,
We're
no,
not the
ma'am.
importer.
No,
Yes, yes,
no, I
ma'am.
could certainly purchase something from another country and be the importer and have to pay that 15% tariff to the
Yeah, you're the
United States
consumer.
government. No, I'm not a consumer, ma'am. Like, if I purchase
Then who
something that is
consumes
not
it?
for American importers, so anybody that imports anything outside of the United States is subject to paying that 15% blanket tariff.
A business.
It's not just businesses.
Or when you order off of your Amazon or off of your Temu or anything like that, yeah, you know that you're paying it.
Right, so you acknowledge that.
What is the goal of the tariff?
Ma'am, it's not about the goal of the tariffs. I'm just really trying.
It is about the goal of the tariff.
Guys, if you are on TikTok and you guys haven't hit that follow button yet, please be sure to hit that follow button.
Back to make things in America so we don't have to rely on these countries that rip us off. We have to pay 50% tax to Canada for nylon stockings. Like, that's ridiculous. We can make them here. It's not something that we need to import. It's something that we send off somewhere else that probably comes backlined through China. And that's all very terrible conditions for people that work there. We know that. We should be self-sufficient. That's what tariffs help with. Tariffs have not hurt or changed the economy. They have not made groceries go up. They have not made anything really go up. You can just choose to buy at different places. You can do your due diligence as an American.
Are you familiar with the Kiel Institute or Cato?
No.
All right. So they've done.
I'm retarded, right?
No, ma'am. I would.
Okay.
A, don't say that word. B, that's a slur. I'm not going to drop you for it, but don't say it again. So please.
It's not a slur. I'm not making fun of anyone. You're calling me dumb for not knowing that.
I'm not even calling you anything.
You're not calling me dumb.
It's not even an implication.
Well, then explain it, but I've never heard of it.
It's fine that you don't, if you haven't heard of it. I don't expect people to just know everything that they are. Like, I truly do not. It's me gauging your level of knowledge so I know where to start the conversation at. I promise it's not to belittle or degrade anybody.
What is
awesome. So the Kiel Institute is actually ran out of Germany, and they do studies and they analyze data. The Cato Institute is actually a libertarian think tank within the United States of America. A lot of their employees, but they actually cite and go over their research. It's very detailed research that they do, and they cite it, and it's some of it is it's reviewed by their own people, and they are libertarian, so they are more right leaning. And what these Kiel Institute would also be more left leaning because they are based out of Germany. Giddy up. And so what these two different organizations, right, have found is that 90 to 97% of all tariffs have been passed on to the consumer. And so what that means is, in fact, that the tariffs that have been applied on other countries, anytime that companies have imported or even individuals have imported anything that they plan to resale to anyone within the United States of America, they have increased the price to offset the price of tariffs, and therefore it has been passed on to the consumer.
So give me
So
an
if you
example of a product, and how many of these think tanks are there out there?
there's so many
You
research
just
institutes.
two that supported your
Black and
narrative.
Decker.
Black and Decker, what?
You're familiar with the company or
Yeah,
not?
I am.
Okay. So
But
Black and Decker
products
products,
went up. Shocking.
yes, they announced that
Where are
as
they
a
made?
result of the tariffs that they were going to be increasing the price of their goods. It's Stanley
Then
Black and
buy
Decker is the
Maytag.
full one. Are you
Buy
familiar with
Maytag.
Tide?
Why do you need Black and Decker?
Because they
Buy a
actually
company
have
that
they have
that is
actually really good
American.
tools. I will just say, actually, I'm pretty sure that my lawnmower is Black and Decker, but I bought it a couple years ago. They have really good tools. It works great. It's like an automatic. It's an electric push mower. It's fucking fantastic. Like amazing. Sorry. Side note. Do you know who makes Tide?
P&G they
Procter
own
and
it. I don't
Gamble.
know who makes it.
Yeah, it's them. They also announced that they were going to be increasing.
Listen, you got 7 manufacturers worldwide. They all own everything. But your think tanks, there's thousands of them. Because you pick 2 doesn't make yours legit.
You asked me which
And have you
companies.
done the research? They say that it is passed on to the consumer. I don't go out and buy Black and Decker once a week. I don't
Even
know
the
if it went up or
Center for
not.
International Studies also agrees that it
Who
increases
did?
them. Center for International Studies. You have Brookings. You have the Brennan Center. Like all of Harvard agrees. Yale agrees. Like
Well,
everyone
we know where
except
Harvard
for
goes. We know where
I
Yale
know.
goes. We
Yeah.
understand their narratives and their motives anyway. They're
How
all
about Penn
anti-Trump.
Wharton?
I'm sorry?
How about Penn Wharton, the school that Donald Trump went to?
Oh, that is very interesting, Penn Wharton.
You're
There's a
awesome.
lot that goes on there.
Yeah, and
I'm from that area.
yeah, they're actually right leaning, and even they agree that tariffs are passed on to consumers, ma'am.
Well, what about me as the consumer in my experience?
Well, your
Prices have not gone up.
Here,
Lumber has come
cool.
down.
Actually, I can
Gas
address
has
this.
come
Hold on,
down.
I can address this.
Yeah.
I can accept your personal experience if you can acknowledge that your personal experience is inherently biased to you.
Oh my God. Well, of course, and yours is too, just like your research.
Correct.
Just like
No,
you picked
my
2, 3
research is not,
you
ma'am.
picked
I
those-
actually,
no,
ma'am, I gave you
picked those 2 think tanks.
I gave you multiple. I'm sorry. I was trying really hard not to talk over you at any point, and I was trying to keep this on the level. Ma'am, I gave you research from places that are not only right, but they are also left, and also several that are center level research.
All right,
And
well-
see, what I
well,
actually
the
went
Penn-
through and I did is I looked at each of these, and yes, some of them I just read a synopsis. I didn't read the full thing, but I can compare them. And I can see where they got their data,
Why
and I
did
go
you
back
pick
and I
them?
look at
Why
where
did you
they
pick
got their
them?
data from, how they extrapolated that information. Some of it is backed up by our own Treasury Department announcing how much they've earned. The Customs and Border Protection are actually the ones
Yeah,
that
but you haven't
collect
gone
the
into
money
detail and
from
research,
all
and
of
you
the
have
places
not
or all the
cross-researched
American
any of
importers
that.
that actually bring in the
Anything that they
goods.
wrote.
And then they look at press releases from companies that have announced that they would be increasing their prices. And then they've looked at the CPI data that's produced by the Bureau of Labor Statistics from this administration. And then they
what you're
compile
reading.
that, and they even break it down to the base level. Like they go really well into breaking down how they got their data, what shows their data coming from, how they put it all together. Giddy up. And they've done all of that. They do really well, especially the Penn Wharton
Have
budget
you
model. They do
followed?
fantastic breakdowns, even though they are right leaning. But they do fantastic breakdowns, and I actually love reading them. Cato is also right leaning, and I also love reading their information as well. And I know I said Kiel would be left leaning, but that's not entirely true. I just said it because Germany is more on the left than they are on the right at this point, even though they are moving slowly to the right. But really, they're a center resource. Same
Okay,
with the Center for International Studies is also a center resource. So I gave you multiple, and you got hung up on me saying Harvard and Yale, which it
no, I didn't get hung up.
happens.
I mentioned that one time after you did. Have you followed their research and have you looked
Yes,
into what they have presented you? Have you
I did,
dived
ma'am.
into it?
Yes, that's what I was saying. I compared and I contrasted with other research that was given by all of the other institutes that published the information.
Well, as right leaning as you think Penn is, they hold a lot of Biden's documents, right? You do know that, right? His archives, correct?
Archives on what?
His archives.
On what?
They own them. Biden's archives. Anything Biden archived, nobody knows what it is. And it will take them 4 more years to get through it until they can publish it. So you have to look into the institutes also. I can look up the institutes that you just told me and the think tanks and all that, and I can find left-leaning things about them also. So don't tell me things are right and things are left. Everything is against the people. Let's just be honest with that. But you're not give me a product that went up
I
because of
did.
tariffs.
I already did coffee if you want another one.
Well, coffee is not something we can make.
Exactly. So why did Donald Trump put a tariff on it?
I don't pay more for coffee than I have under Biden. So explain that to me. You can read. You can explain all the think tank shit, but coffee still costs just about the same.
Oh, just about the same, but it's not the same.
Well, sometimes it's 99 cents. Sometimes it goes back up to what it was. Sometimes there's a special. Sometimes there's not.
Okay, so it's only not
concern.
up when it's on sale.
Well, I can live without coffee.
Okay. Well, you just asked me to give you one product that has gone up, and I told you coffee. And
By what?
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh! But coffee is not essential to live.
Caffeine is essential for headaches, ma'am.
Okay, then
It is, and actually it's gone
you
about
can get
30%,
caffeine different ways, too.
33%. Coffee has
so
gone up
people are
by
gonna die
33%.
because of headaches and caffeine. That's a ridiculous.
Are you not
That's
aware that
ridiculous.
caffeine is utilized in
I'm
Motrin?
not
It's
aware
utilized
because
in
I'm not as
Excedrin.
smart as you and not
It's
reading off a
utilized when
script.
you go into the ER and if you need to get treated for a
Well, let's talk
migraine.
about that. Let's talk about medication that came down.
Yeah, what medication came down in price? Ozempic? What does Ozempic do?
I don't care about Ozempic.
Yeah, okay. So what medication came down in price?
Oh my God. Well, I can tell you mine. I don't want to tell you my medications, but my medications came down in price.
By 600%?
No, not by 600%.
Oh, that's what Donald Trump tells me.
Well, not every drug.
So, ma'am, if it came down by 600%, the pharmacies would be paying you.
I didn't say it did. I said it didn't. So
by what percentage did your medication go down by?
my medication came down $150, which is.
So what percentage is that?
I don't know the percentage. I would say because I paid. Actually, it came down over 60%.
Oh, 60%. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's a lot for.
So is it
working
your
Americans. It really
insurance?
is.
Is it Medicaid, Medicare?
It's my insurance.
Cool. What specifically did Donald Trump pass in order to make it possible for your prescriptions to go down in price?
What did he pass? What specifically?
Yep.
I don't know that. I don't know which bill. I don't know what was passed. My medication was on it. My mother's medication was on
Gotcha.
it.
So we
And for
actually can't
seniors,
attribute
that's a
your
very
specific drug pricing going down to Donald Trump because you don't know specifically what he did to do it. So
well.
we're
I
going to
know it
write
came. I know
down,
it
we're
came
going
down this
to
year,
write
and I know
down
who's president, and
participation
I know it
trophy
was
for
under.
this
It was
one.
one.
Participation
I'm sorry. What?
trophy for
You're just
drug
talking over me now. You're
prices.
just being obnoxious.
Ma'am, you interrupted me while I was actively still talking. You don't
Oh,
get
I did.
to.
You asked me a question. What?
No, I
You
didn't. I
asked me a
actually had
question.
started
Oh my God!
I
You
had
get
actually
this
started
is what you.
answering.
This is a Democratic liberal
Who's the Democrat and who's the liberal?
defense.
Can you point to the
You
liberal in
are.
the room?
Awesome.
Where is the liberal in the room?
I said this is a Democratic and a liberal defense.
Where's the Democrat in the room?
Well, it's you.
I'm not a Democrat. I'm not affiliated with the DNC.
Okay, are you the liberal then?
I'm not a liberal. Liberals are on the
You
right.
just like to play semantics. You can't get to the bottom line. Do you think it's awesome that we're actually looking into autism? The first presidency to address it. Do you think that's great?
What's wrong with autism?
Do you understand the research? You know, we have autism awareness, all this research going
Autism
into
awareness
it. And
has been a. Autism research has been defunded.
May I finish?
No. Autism research has been defunded.
Wow. I'm sorry, what?
Autism research was defunded. And also, we were aware of autism for a long time. Autism awareness has been a thing for a long time. That's why they came up with the puzzle pieces.
And it's very
that has nothing
shocking.
to do with
It's
Donald
very
Trump. It's
shocking.
honestly, does
May I make a
Tylenol cause
statement?
autism?
I didn't bring up Tylenol. May I
No, I'm
make a
asking
statement?
you. Does Tylenol cause autism?
No, I'm asking you to let me make a statement.
I'm okay. Does Tylenol cause
Well,
autism? Yes or no?
I work in special education.
I'm sure you
I
don't. Does autism cause autism? Yes or no?
Excuse you.
Is autism hereditary?
No.
Goodbye. Autism is hereditary. Why are we seeing more cases of autism, guys? Because it is literally passed down genetically. I know, Jordan. I was really trying. I was really trying. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I think we should legalize slavery.
Ew. Yeah, I know, guys. She did. That's all. That wasn't Jill. Ramon. Jill never stays that calm. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, how old are you?
18, so too young.
You're not. Guys, if you're new here and you haven't hit that follow button or that subscribe button, go ahead and hit it now. I find it so weird, guys, that Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Thank you for calling the stream.
Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey, yeah, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
41.
41. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, what specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 14 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
Um, I'm gonna speak like on what I've seen with my own eyes. I don't want to get into what the lady like into, and if I cut you off, if there's a lag, I'm not trying to cut you off or anything. But I watched from 21 till Trump was reelected. Um, where I live, I watched dozens of undocumented people coming in and getting housing vouchers. They're driving new vehicles with all out of state tags. They're getting food stamps. They were getting Medicaid. They were getting, so closing the border, like, and I'm not saying that, I mean, this is supposed to be the land of the free, right? And absolutely we should welcome everybody in, but there's also a process that we have to go through. And then since the ICE thing happened, I've watched that clear out to an extent. And I understand those people are like running from like a shit life, and I'm sorry for that, but also just do the paperwork and get a visa and come over here, right? You know what I mean? Because they're taking money not just from me, but from you. I see homeless veterans that fought for this country every day on the street, and that's very sad to me. So that is like a big reason why I still support him.
Awesome. Are you familiar with the PRWORA of 1996?
I am not.
Cool. So it's the Personal Responsibility Work Reconciliation Act of 1990, or sorry, Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996. It's odd, I'll be honest, to say this, but it was an omnibus bill back in the 90s, right? Passed under Bill Clinton's administration that explicitly stated that states cannot receive any federal reimbursement for any monies that they pay out for their individual social programs to unauthorized, undocumented, illegal immigrants. And so, with that, if states are paying out of their own coffers to pay for Medicaid, pay for housing, or anything like that to undocumented immigrants, that's their choice, and that's covered by
That's
them
on the
under the,
state. Right.
it's states, yeah, it's covered by them to do that under the 10th Amendment of the United States Constitution. So are you saying that they were getting federal money or that they were getting state money?
Well, I can't really answer that. I know because I had some in my apartment building. My landlord straight up told me they had housing vouchers from the government.
Then they weren't
And were
undocumented, sir.
they fled when ICE was around. They wouldn't go get their mail.
And sir, I would also
like,
probably have fled if I was someone of Hispanic, Latino, or an immigrant of any descent, where somebody had an un-American sounding name, or
you
unwhite
shouldn't though.
sounding
If you're
name.
here, like,
I'm
why you
still, ma'am.
shouldn't though?
Sir. Please give me a second. Let me finish this. I would have also fled from ICE, knowing everything that was going on and how they are conducting their raids and how they're conducting their stops. If I was anybody on a visa or on any kind of status, and I was an immigrant, especially if I had an unwhite sounding name, I would have also ran from them and not done anything. We see that with legal immigrants in states like California when ICE went down to LA and they were purposely doing raids there, that legal immigrants weren't showing up to work. Right? People that were documented, including American citizens, weren't even going to work because they were being racially profiled in California by ICE. Right? This is something that, since you brought up anecdotes, I'm going to bring up their personal anecdotal stories where we had one kid that worked at Target that was dragged out of Target. An American citizen was dragged out of Target, beat up by ICE, right? And then dropped back off in front of him. When they
Unacceptable.
hold on. when they found out that he was in fact an American citizen. We have a gentleman in Texas that was picked up not once but twice and is now suing because he was racially profiled not once but twice and being picked up, even though he was an American citizen. He had a real ID and everything, and he was literally told, as he says, quote, "We don't believe your documents," when they picked him up more than once in the same week, sir. So I understand
That's
like what you're
unacceptable.
saying.
Yeah.
You hold on. Cool. Your landlord should have never told you that. They're not supposed to divulge personal information of other tenants like that. Point blank, period. They're especially not supposed to divulge information of how they're paying, how somebody else is paying for living
It's called
there.
slumlord. You know what I mean?
Oh, oh, okay. Irrelevant. Like, either way, they're not supposed to do that, right? And you don't know their documentation status. Again, American citizens are hiding from ICE because they are being racially profiled. We have video evidence of a woman that got stopped not once, not twice, but 3 times by ICE in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And she was dragged out of her car. And as she was being dragged out of her car, she's being recorded of saying, "Why do they keep doing this to me?" Because it's the third
Well,
time she's been stopped by ICE and been accused of not being an American citizen. So yeah, knowing that these things are existing and that we've had 37 incidents of ICE shooting American citizens, not killing them, not just killing them, but shooting at American citizens and injuring them in the line of duty, even people that haven't done anything, right? Like didn't do anything, like Marimir Martinez, right? We have these documented incidents. I would also hide from ICE if I knew they were in my area and I was an immigrant or I looked like any type of
what is
way,
our answer then?
especially knowing that the court system has currently allowed ICE to perform their duties by racially profiling.
What is our answer as a country then? I mean, I greatly appreciate like
Actually,
actually having like a dialogue and actually being able to talk. And then I mean, isn't this is where we get like results,
yeah.
right? We come to a conclusion. So all right, so what is the answer then?
Do actual targeted ICE things. Instead, they're just going out and they're basically stopping people as they're driving by because of how they look. Because if somebody's just driving
Yeah,
by,
brown in a car. Yeah.
yeah, because if somebody's just driving by, how do you know what they are? If they're documented
But
or
I
not?
mean, can I ask a question real quick? And like, so what if you or I were, would we not get treated the same if, say, we were in Mexico or another country? You know
Well,
what I
we're
mean? And if
talking about the United States and United States laws. I don't know other countries' laws, so I couldn't speak to them. I assume you also don't know all of those other countries' laws that
no,
you
I have
just
no
brought up.
clue. But I'm just
Okay,
asking,
so
isn't
then
it
we
like
shouldn't speak on them if we don't know. We're talking about
no? I
American
mean, we
laws.
shouldn't. But also, I mean, shouldn't like the world be following like we're all humans? Doesn't matter where we're from in the world, right? So shouldn't
Except
we
we're
all be
not.
following like the same guideline of like the golden rule? Like,
No, that's been a suggestion. It's not a guideline.
oh, it's a suggestion
It
to
is.
like treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah. Do you think that Jeffrey Dahmer upheld the golden rule?
No, but I wouldn't have.
How
He
about Ted
didn't treat
Bundy?
people the way I would have treated people, so I wouldn't have
Exactly.
treated
So
him the
that's
way
why I
I
said
would have
it's a
treated other
suggestion,
people.
and the golden rule would be great in a perfect world. Our world is not perfect.
No, it's not. So that's what I'm
Okay.
saying with a
So then it's
conversation.
irrelevant.
So how do we get to that then? So what do you think
Utopia will
like
not
what
exist.
so do you think it was wrong for Trump to close the border, or do you think it was
The
right to
border
just
was never
allow
open,
it?
nor is it ever closed.
Wide open, man. It
It's
was
not, ma'am.
wide
Sir,
open.
sorry. You said ma'am, so I said it right back. No, sir. It's not open, nor is it closed.
I mean, I agree to disagree, but yeah,
How
I
can you
mean,
close
like, yeah.
let me ask you this. How can you close a border that is over 1,900 miles long where multiple private entities own the land? How do you close that?
Well, isn't it what you were just saying to where, like, ICE and Homeland Security, Trump, like, amped all that up? We didn't have that, like,
So
kind
the
of
border's not
along the
closed because
border, right? So
ICE doesn't operate at the border, sir. They operate within the United
I'm
States.
just saying, that's why I said Homeland Security, too, like, in general, like, the whole, like, I'm putting
Homeland
it all
Security
together.
includes FEMA, and FEMA doesn't conduct ICE immigration.
Border control, okay, but it's part of Homeland Security,
I
right?
know, that's why I said,
So,
like, you can't just say DHS because that's a very
okay,
it's
border
an
control.
umbrella agency that has a lot of it's an umbrella department that has a lot of agencies underneath that. I think 27.
I don't have any clue, honestly. I don't know.
ICE was sent into cities.
I'm gonna agree to disagree, and that's okay. That's that's why we're like freedom of speech. Like we're allowed to do that, right? Nothing wrong with that. Like it's okay. Like so.
Maybe I need to ask this
border,
question.
I'm gonna agree to disagree. So.
Sure, even though I would say we can't agree to disagree on facts. Stop looking at my hand camera. Sorry.
I have lived it though, and I don't know if you have, like, and then I've just watched, like, and I've personally seen it with my own eyes. And what you said, maybe I shouldn't have had that information divulged to me or whatever. But I did, and that's more of a reason to why I'm like, okay, and it's nothing against those people. Has nothing to do with them as a person.
So were you standing at the southwest border and you had a clicker in your hand that was just every time somebody crossed over it, that you were just going, and there's one, and there's one, and there's two, and there's three, and there's four, and there's five?
Do we know is that what's going on?
No, I'm asking you, is that how you know? And how
No,
you
I'm saying
saw?
I know because they were personally in my life.
Yeah, you just said
my neighbors.
but right, and you didn't say that you knew they were I asked you, how did you know they were undocumented, and you said because they ran from ICE.
Because they told me.
No, they didn't. The way you're talking to me right now, sir, at least in my opinion, no one would tell you their documentation status because you don't sound like somebody that's worthy of being told that information or that's trustworthy of that information. And especially right now in today's society, almost no one is going to go around saying, I'm undocumented, please call ICE on me. And obviously that last part is sarcastic. But they're not just going to be like, I'm undocumented. Hi.
It sounds like everything you say is sarcastic. And in reality, I never said anybody came up and said that.
You just said they told you that they were undocumented, which is why I said, I'm sorry, I don't believe that anybody is going to trust you that they are undocumented. That, again, you already said that you knew that doesn't make them undocumented. I'm sorry. Asking my neighbor. So I'm going to go to my neighbor. I'm going to go over to my neighbor. I'm just going to be clear. I'm going to go over to my neighbor tomorrow. I'm going to go over to my neighbor's house tomorrow, and I'm going to ask her. She's a very nice lady. She probably won't be able to do it. But I'm going to ask her, hey, can you go drop off my mail at USPS tomorrow? And I wonder, and I'm going to have to ask my partner afterwards, but I'm going to see if she will believe I am an undocumented immigrant because I asked her to go to the post office.
Well, when they openly tell you I can't leave because ICE is out and I am undocumented.
And I've explained, they didn't say that they're undocumented. Why? If ICE is there, nobody is going to be like, I can't go because I'm undocumented. And just assume and hope and pray that you're not going to be the person that's like, I don't like having individuals like you because this is what you said. Well, actually, hold on. Did you call ICE on them? Did you call ICE on them?
I didn't think it was fair.
Did you call ICE on them? Did you call ICE on your neighbors? Did you call ICE on your neighbors?
I said it wasn't against them.
Did you call ICE on your neighbors?
No.
Did you?
Why
not?
I do that?
Why? What? You don't like people coming in and stealing from the system. It's not your place.
I said it wasn't fair. I said it wasn't fair when we got homeless veterans that died, and fought for this
Yeah,
country
okay.
on the street.
So why? Okay, if they're
That's
on
what
Section
I
8,
said.
sir,
So no, you're twisting
sir.
my words now. No. You're not
Sir,
gonna
if
do
they're
that.
on
You're not gonna
Section
make
8
me look like an
housing, if they're on
asshole on
Section 8
YouTube or
housing, if
TikTok
they
or
are on
whatever.
Section 8
No,
housing,
no.
if they
We're
are,
not
you're
doing
the one
that.
who said that they were getting, like, your landlord who
I
divulged this
promise you they will.
information.
Yeah.
Your landlord who divulged information that they shouldn't have divulged to you specifically told you that he was getting paid. Their housing was supplemented by the federal government. That's what you said, right? You said that they were being supplemented by the federal government, and you felt like that is stealing, like, because previous to all that, you said you felt like as though it was stealing from our veterans, from our everyday citizens, and things like that. Please tell me why you didn't call ICE on them then, because they're stealing from our veterans.
What I said is I didn't think that was fair. I
Okay,
actually
so you don't
included
think it's
you
fair? Then
and
why didn't you
myself.
call
I
ICE?
said I
Why
didn't
didn't
think
you
it was
call
fair.
ICE? Why didn't you call ICE?
Am I a senator? It's not my call. What good is my call going to do?
They could come pick them
I
up.
can't
It's not
write,
fair. It's not fair. I'm so sorry. It's not fair that they got something over the veteran 2 streets down from you. They're stealing money from the federal government by getting Section 8 housing assistance. They are stealing money according to you. You don't come. You don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If somebody, let me try asking this question.
Can you
If
call and get something?
oh my goodness. They actually have a tip line, my guy. Okay, let me ask you this question. If you saw somebody get shot in the head in the middle of the street and there was a crowd, would you call 911?
You're going to try to, like, take away from the
No, I'm not.
conversation we were
I
having.
am moving the conversation
No,
just to
and
see.
really
No, sorry. This
are.
is actually called a clarifying question to test your logic. If somebody was shot in the head in the middle of the street, would you call 911? Yes or no?
I didn't think. Well, we'll go to that. That's fine. Put a pin
This
in
is
that.
testing your
We're not
logic.
done having the conversation we
This
were just
is
having.
testing your logic. Would you?
I didn't think we were done with the topic we were just talking about, and
This
you're moving on to something else. So put a pin in
testing
that.
your
Can
logic.
you call?
Okay, maybe I need to go backwards. Do you think that your neighbors who you claim are undocumented immigrants and told you that they're were,
Listen, I said were.
and so are they not here
were.
anymore?
I said were.
Uh-huh.
I told you that I didn't think it was fair to you, myself, the veteran on the street. It's not my place.
Where
I'm
are your
allowed to say
neighbors?
something isn't. Go ahead. You have a goddamn point to make. Please.
Where are your neighbors? You said were.
Clickbait. Get your goddamn clickbait.
Sir,
do what you need to
said
do.
something
You're not in the
interesting, and
real
now I'm
goddamn
going
world.
to. Oh my gosh, you said
No.
something interesting, and now I want to press on this. You said that they were. What does that mean?
Yes.
Where are they now?
It's not my place.
So you don't know what happened to them?
I know they took off. They had multiple state tags. I don't know where.
I'm done with his anecdotes. I'm sorry. That was dumb. His story kept changing. And then he crashed out because he's like, "Go ahead, get your clickbait." Like, sir, I don't. Okay. Yeah, I absolutely believe that, Ruger. I think he did call ICE. Okay, let me read through some of these. I'm sorry, guys, that I didn't hit these sooners. Ian, thank you. Do Dems think we should drill for oil at home now? We already drill for oil. We don't have enough refineries, okay? So we already drill. We became the #1 producer of oil in 2024. So we already drill. Nightmare Before Placenta. Thank you, No Name. Much love, Ari discovered you on Jimmy Snow and subbed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. Guys, we got 2 new members today, and I thank you guys. 2 also renewed memberships. Thank you for that as well. Is there any way before I end the stream that we can get, I don't know, 6 more members on the channel? I don't know how much longer I'm staying on. Probably not long. So if you're new, hit that sub, hit that follow button, whichever one it is for you, depending on the app. Scott says, you know what MAGAs say is fact? LOL. Yeah, I agree. They don't. Pigeon, thank you so much. I cannot translate that. Hey, Penelope. Thank you for the jewels. Jules, Scott, if your goal here is to piss off MAGAs, job well done. You're living rent free in their minds if they even have one without a brain. I don't know. We'll see. This is why MAGA shouldn't do trailer park. That's funny. Thank you, Scott. Thornton, thank you for the 5 saying from a Trump supporter, hope you're well. I'm doing well. I've been trying to make sure that we just have calm conversations. TikTok, can we complete this live goal real quick, guys? There's a lot of you in here. User says he talks a lot about things he truly doesn't know anything about and then tries to attack you for trying to find sources to verify his word vomit. They always do. They truly do not. Thank you so much, D-Rack, for the 5 gifted memberships. I'll put that on screen in just a second. Moose, does caller understand that even if things are made in America, upwards of 80% of materials are going to be going into the end product has been imported? Yeah. No, she didn't understand that. It was just made in America, made in America, made in America, made in America, made in America. That's all she had. Easy, thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the jewels and some more jewels. I appreciate that. Fenrir says, great job in trying to enlighten folks out here. That's all I'm trying to do. Again, I don't care which side of the aisle that you end up on at the end of the day. I just hope that you go fact check me, fact check the callers, look into the things that they're saying. Don't just trust. It's like, look it up, see what they say. I debunked something that I saw. First thing I opened up my TikTok was somebody talking about how people on ventilators in Cuba all died because of the lack of oil in our embargoes on Cuba. I fact checked that. That's not true. It wasn't true. I fact checked it. It wasn't true. So this is what I'm saying, like, fact check everything. This was a left-wing person. Fact check them. Fact check it. Look it up. Fenrir, thank you for the jewels. And it wasn't true. Kelly, you simply cannot educate the willfully ignorant. I agree. You can't. That's why this isn't for them unless they choose to look it up themselves. Cosmic, thank you for the jewels. Drew, thank you. Thank you. Real Gold, thank you as well. D-Rack, and I'm going to put your gifted membership up now too. Thank you so much. Where do I fall on the political spectrum? I am a secular humanist. I probably fall closer to the socialist side of things. I cannot say that I necessarily agree with communism nor socialism. I don't see communism being able to be placed in practice. That requires a utopia type deal, and so I don't personally agree with that. I have voted for Republicans, libertarian, conservatives, constitutionalists within the United States of America. I voted for the Green Party, Democrats, Democratic Socialists. I voted for across all party lines because I read it. I read policies, and that's something that I like to look into. It's just me. So I'm very much a policy-driven person, and if they have a policy that I like, I will vote for them, especially if the candidate that's running against them doesn't have any policies that I agree with. So like some of the things that I advocate for are universal health care. If we can't give it to everybody, then at least give it to individuals under the age of 18. I advocate for universal background checks to purchase a gun. I advocate for decreasing our military budget, or if we're going to increase our military budget, don't focus it on buying new equipment or test runs, but focus it on paying our military members a living wage, because so many of our E3s and our E1s through E5s are on SNAP. So many of them are on SNAP. Increasing what our veterans get because they served our country, building new veteran hospitals just for them, expanding the VA. Like I support these things, but we don't see this happening when we increase the federal budget. I hope that helps for everybody. There's so much more. Thank you, Squish, for the jewels. Thornton, again. Sean says, MAGAs need to keep veterans out of their mouths. They voted to cut the VA budget. That's my issue. We told them all we got was shushies back in our faces. Yeah, I said that wrong. I couldn't say that. My bad. Menstrual, thank you for the jewels. And Geisha, thank you for the jewels. D-Rack started us off. Can we get one more member? I know, Rafter Man, and I think that's an issue. Again, like it doesn't. If we can't get universal health care for everyone, fine. I want it at least for anyone under the age of 18. Free public college, not private, public college. Right? I have issues with private colleges, anyways. I'm just saying, like all of these things. If you want to know where I fall, I fall upon these things. We have the budget for it. Also, like, balance our fucking budget. That's truly what I want to see is balance the fucking debt. Can we do that? Can we get the United States out of debt? Probably not. I don't know about that. We'll find out. Feisty coming in with an additional 5 gifted memberships. D-Rat coming in with an additional 1. Guys, if you received a membership from Feisty or Dirac, I think I'm saying that wrong and I apologize. Dirac, be sure to say thank you. Scott also gifted a membership. Thank you guys so much for showing the love. I appreciate you guys so much. And let's not forget Phantom with also gifting a membership or subscription out on Twitch. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Twitch, so guys on Twitch, if you for sure want me to answer your question, it is better to, like, I will directly answer every time if somebody sends something in a super chat. That super chat or bits that guarantees me to answer your question. Otherwise, I can't guarantee I will see it. But for the person that keeps moving it and keeps asking, would I prefer you to vote with me? Would I prefer you to vote alongside me? Absolutely. But I can't. That's not my prerogative to tell you who to vote for. Like, it's not my prerogative to tell you who to vote for. I'm just here to help people find different resources. So, all right. Y'all go ahead and hit that follow or that subscribe button, depending on which platform you are on. Guys, I will see you back on live tomorrow, probably same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central. And y'all have a great rest of your nights. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, I think. So bye-bye. Love you. Thank you.